If you have not done so already, go vote. Ooh, ciao. I must admit that both candidates have demonstrated that a successful personal brand and the management of that hinges on consistency, agility, and audience alignment. So in this video specifically, we are going to explore how Harris leveraged her brand and how those lessons apply directly to your life, your business, and your career. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Welcome and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. However this finds you, I hope this finds you well. I'm not gonna be on here for a long time, but y'all know I'm gonna be on here for a good time. So y'all, it is hard to believe, but we have made it. We have made it. As the 2024 presidential election is here, there are some powerful lessons that we need to examine from a personal branding perspective. Whether you are building a career, you're launching a business, you're managing your online presence. Before we dive into it, I need to say this. I've been saying this for months. Y'all know that I am not a political wonk, but what I am is a brand marketer with over 20 years of expertise working with individuals and some of the major ones that we all know. So what I am not going to be giving you is a political perspective or standpoint. We're not doing that here. We are talking about branding alone. Got it? Good. Let's get into it. Okay, number one, embrace cultural trends with agility. One of the standout elements of Kamala Harris's campaign is her team's ability to ride the waves of cultural relevance. A perfect example is when her team incorporated the viral brat green aesthetic that we talked about after a tweet by Charlie XCX went viral. Stay attuned to the cultural trends and those moments that are going to resonate with your audience and incorporate those elements into your messaging so that you stay relevant and relatable. Agility, y'all, isn't just about acting fast. It really is about making your message feel natural and connected to the moment. The key takeaway here, incorporate cultural trends that align with your values and your brand without forcing it. Number two, consistency builds trust. When Joe Biden ended his candidacy, Harris's campaign branding, it rolled out within hours, y'all. Her team maintained a visual messaging and consistency that created a smooth transition that resonated with both Biden's audience and hers. And this reflected a core branding principle. So what's the lesson for you? Consistency across platforms builds that recognition and it builds your credibility. So whether that is in your visual elements, one particular song, Freedom, Freedom. Let me be careful before I get stricken. Anyway, whether it is in your visual elements or your messaging, you got to make sure that everything aligns with your brand identity. I am a stickler for this, down to the colors, the fonts, as y'all know. And as your career, your business grows, maintaining uniformity, this is what's going to help you build trust over time. The key takeaway for you, be consistent in your branding. It makes your message recognizable, it makes it trustworthy. Use influencers as authentic messengers. So Harris's campaign, as we know, tapped into influencers to connect with demographics across the board. She let them act as creative directors for the campaign content too. And they used unconventional channels to amplify this messaging. They did this during the highs, Beyonce, and the lows, Bad Bunny and J-Lo. So what are the lessons for you here? Well, influencers can build trust because they connect with your audience authentically. You want to partner with people who align with your values and give them room to creatively interpret your message. That includes people within your professional sphere. So it doesn't have to be where you have a major brand and you're getting these influencers. Y'all know how I feel about celebrity endorsements. This is different. This is more authentic, right? These are people who vouch for you. Your brand will resonate more when people trust the message and the messenger. So what's the key takeaway? Collaborate with influencers who reflect your brand values and give them creative freedom. Next up, injecting humor and levity into your brand. So Harris's team has embraced humor, memes, lightheartedness, joy. That content to engage audiences even during the most serious of times. This has been a deliberate strategy to defy expectations and to connect with voters on a more human level. What's the lesson for you here? During the most challenging times, y'all, a bit of humor goes a long way. Believe me, I understand this. So brands, individuals, those that don't take themselves seriously, they create a strong connection with folks. You want to infuse levity into your messaging wherever it is appropriate to engage with, to delight your audience. What's the key takeaway here? Well, don't be afraid to show your playful side. Y'all know I love a good chuckle, and that authentic humor is what builds strong connection. Up next, position yourself as the shepherd of tomorrow. I know y'all are like, who? Sherry Shepherd? No, I didn't say that. So there's this political strategist, his name is James Carville, and he advises that Harris's strategy of positioning herself as a shepherd of tomorrow is winning. That is, it's focusing on what she'll bring to the future while letting her opponent remain rooted in the past. Y'all, this is intentional. It was from the very beginning, and we talked about this months ago. This concept of forward-thinking leadership, it applies to personal brands and your business too. So the lesson for you here is your career, your business work. It is a series of campaigns. You are always positioning yourself for new roles, new opportunities, new doors opened, new customers. To stay ahead, you want to adopt a proactive and optimistic stance that is going to reflect a vision for the future, looking forward. People will follow those who show that they can lead through change. What's the key takeaway here? You want to be a leader who looks forward. People love those who are looking ahead, not clinging to the past. Y'all know that I am always thinking about the next step, not only what's happening in the next day, the next week. She's looking 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road. When you are forward thinking, it not only sets up a roadmap for success, it's good for you, to be honest, because it gives you something to aspire to, something to North Star to, if you will. Stay ahead of the game for the sake of your business, your career, and honestly for your soul and spirit. Up next, speed and preparedness matter. Harris's campaign demonstrated speed and preparedness by launching their branding immediately after Biden's announcement. Y'all, it's hard to believe that that was about 100 days ago. It seems like eons ago. Her opponent as well is known for his rapid response to what's happening in the news and capitalizing on the momentum to keep folks engaged. So what's the lesson for you here? Success favors those who are quick and prepared, and as we know, success favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. You want to develop systems, contingency plans that'll allow you to act fast when an opportunity does arise. Agility isn't just about reacting, it's about being ready. So what's the key takeaway here? Stay ready, stay prepared so you can act with speed when the moment calls for it. Up next, own your mistakes and grow from them. There's something about individuals who are humble. There's something about humility, y'all. As both Harris and her opponent have learned over their careers, the public is not just going to judge you by what you say, but they are going to judge you by what you do. When you can admit that you've made an error and you can show how you've grown, those are the keys to building credential and building trust. So what's the lesson for you here? Own your failures and use them as stepping stones for growth. Be open about the challenges that you have, and that shows resilience. That's going to make you more relatable. Remember, people are more willing to trust those folks that admit their flaws and that demonstrate a willingness to learn. It just opens doors when you do that. There's something that I cannot stand when you call Amazon after a package goes missing and they say, "Did you check with your neighbor? Did you check downstairs? Did you check the mailbox? Did you X, Y, and Z?" And it has nothing to do with you, but a carrier may have said that they left something and they didn't. I know y'all can relate, right? That destroys trust. We're not doing that. So what's the key takeaway here? Transparency about mistakes builds trust. What matters is how you grow from those mistakes. So y'all, what do we conclude? Manage your brand, your personal brand, your business like a campaign. The lessons from Kamala Harris's branding strategies are clear. Stay agile and connected to cultural trends. Be consistent in your messaging. Use influencers and collaborators authentically to spread your message. Inject humor and personality into your content. Lead proactively with a forward-thinking vision. Act fast-paced and be prepared. Own your mistakes and show growth. In many, many ways, y'all, managing your personal brand is like running for office every day. So whether that's your next role, whether that's your business build, whether that's growing your influence, your personal brand needs to reflect the values and the vision that others can believe in. Remember this, that in an ever-changing world, people are drawn to folks who embrace change and who lead with optimism. You want to be the shepherd of tomorrow in your own industry. Do that and others will follow you. Well, y'all, I promised you that I would not be on here for a long time, but for a good time. And I'm a woman of my word. If you found this video helpful, I need you to like, share with your guys or your girlies, and subscribe for more insights on personal branding and leadership. Remember, until next time, you friends are capable of big things. I'll see you later.
We have the power. Each of you has the power to turn the page and start writing the next chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. I thank you all. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.